Morning, all you happy students. You're probably like, woo! There's nothing better to do in the world than check out the Algebra 2 Common Core Regents Exam for August 2015. I'll be your host for the next half an hour, or however long you watch this video. This is part one. Hopefully my audio is in sync with my video. Last time it wasn't. I don't know what's wrong with that. This is part one, problems 13 through 24. Again, all of this stuff can be found at www.mrkraussemath.com. All right, got a nice outline. Look for Regents Review. Regents Review. That's not even English. You know what I'm talking about. Regents Review, and go Algebra 1. Okay, let's get started. Let's rock and roll. No lectures about cheating this time, although I know you guys are not going to do that because that would be silly. The zeros of this function are, okay, let's take out a GCF, 3, and I'm left with x squared minus x minus 2. Now I factor it, x minus 2, x plus 1. These multiply to negative 2, positive 1, there it is. But my two roots or zeros are x equals 2 and x equals negative 1. Those are the zeros. These are the zeros. So we're looking for negative 1 and positive 2. Choice 4. Problem's over with. Let's go on to page 7. Which recursive function has a term equal to 10, the first term equal to 10, and a common difference of 4. So what you'll see is f of 1, first term, equals 10. So we're looking for that. Nope. And nope. And then the second one, or f of x, should be the first one, which is f of x minus 1, which basically says the one before it, and a common difference. So we're looking for a difference of 4. So we can either see plus 4 minus 4. But since it's a common difference of positive 4, we're going to add 4 to that. And that would be choice 1. Here's your answer. There it is, choice 1. 14. Firing a piece of pottery in a kiln takes place at different temperatures, different amounts of time. The graph below shows the temperature of the kiln, the pottery after it is preheated to 200 degrees Fahrenheit. So I guess it's going to start here at 200 degrees. So this is the point 0, 200. And the question says is, find the average rate of change. Find the one with the greatest average rate of change, the greatest slope. Which one is the steepest? Well, to me, it looks like it's steepest here at the beginning. If I go between these two, it's 500 over 1. So that would be just 500. This would be 200 over a half. 0.5, which is really 400 over 1. That's not it. This is 400 over 1. This is 340 over 2.5. The answer is from 0 to 1. 0 to 1 hour. That's where it's the greatest rate of change. There she is, kids. Oh, done with that page. All right. Boom, 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 boom. All right. So So you just got to know what these things look like. An absolute value looks like a v, and a square root function looks like that. So what you're looking for is, from the left, you're looking for a v, so until you get to 1. And then as soon as you get to 1, you're looking for something that looks like this. This one has the v going, but it stops at 0. No, it stops at 1, and then it gets a straight line. That's not it. This one has, it's got the right side. This is the square root function, but this is a parabola. This is an x squared function. Notice it's round. We're looking for a v, a straight edge. This one looks like it. Got a straight edge, part of the v going this way. It goes here. It would continue on like that, but because at 1 it does a square root function. So there's your answer, kids. When does f of x equal g of x? Well, if you plug in 0, this is negative 8, and if you plug in 0 here, this is negative 1. So I know it's not 0. I know then I know negative 175 works. So the only one I got to figure out is which one of these two is right. So I'm just going to plug them in. Negative 1 point, I'm going to cheat and look at my sheet here. Negative 1.438, I'm going to store that into x. I'm just going to try it, and the function is x squared minus 2x minus 8, and for that one I get that, and the other one is 1/4 x, so 1 divided by 4x minus 1. Not the same. But I want to check the other one. The other one is 4. So let's just do 4. 4, control var x, enter, and type in this side. This side will be negative 1. Or, excuse me, this side will be 0. And hopefully this one's 0. 0. Okay, there it is. The big winner. 4. 17's done. Moving on, children. Oh, here we go. You know you're at a Common Core question when it's an hour long to read it. Alicia has invested in a new app for smartphones for 2 companies. They are interested in purchasing for a 2-year contract. Company A is offering her $10,000 for the first month and then $5,000 each month after it. Company B is offering her $500 for the first month, but will double their payment each month from the previous one. When will B exceed A? So what we have to do is come over here with a little bit of work. So let's do A and B. So for A, month 1, we're going to start at $10,000. For here, we're going to start at $500. 2, this is going to go up by $5,000, so that's $15,000. And this one I'm only at $1,000. Oops, not $10,000, $1,000. And then 3, I'm at $20,000. Doesn't look like this is ever going to catch up. This is going to go to $2,000. Those of you who know anything about exponential, you know it will, though. 4, this is going to be at $25,000. And this will be at $4,000. Not looking too promising, but it will soon. All right. This one's going to go to $30,000. And this one's going to $8,000. We're not there yet. 5, we're getting 6. This is $35,000, and this is $16,000. Uh-oh, we're getting closer. 7, this is $40,000. And this is $32,000. 8, this is $45,000, and we just got your butt whooped by an exponential function. There it is, $64,000, 8 months. It would take 8 months for it to catch up. So there it is, kids. The answer is 8. I hope. Yep. 2 sets of data, and we've got to know their mean and standard deviation. Their mean and their standard deviation. So we got to go to our calculator and go into calculator, or this mode, and call this x. And let me type in the numbers for x. 485. I'm just going to 485 1239 1239 52. And I'm going to perform my stats on this one right now. Although I don't know why this says 4. This should just say 4. And it's got like 4 decimal point for some reason. All right, 485 12392. Go. All right, so go here. We go menu 4 1 1 enter. Boom. It might not like the fact I call this X. Let me call it Y. Y. I haven't used anything with a Y yet. Menu 4, 1, 1. Also doesn't like when I touch over there. Dimensional. All right. I think what I have to do is, I don't like touching over there because the silly thing just always breaks, but let's just do it. 4, 1, 1. Okay, okay. And we'll call it, we called it Y, didn't we? All right, there we go. So the X bar is 6. So this one has an X bar equal to 6 and a standard deviation. Let's see. Well, these are the population standard deviation, so we have to use 3.16. So 3.16, not a sample, so we got to use the population. All right, let's do the next one. Tab. No. All right, we'll call these Z, I guess. And let's go 5, 9, 11. 5, 9, 11, 4, 6, 11, 2, 7. It looks as if this one's got definitely a higher mean. So we'll try this again. Menu 4, 1, 1. Click OK. Click OK twice. Call this Z. Click OK. Yep, it's got a higher mean. Look, that was pretty obvious. So X bar is equal to 6.8, and my standard deviation is 3.05. 3.05. So it's got a lower standard deviation and a higher mean. Mean A is less than mean B. That's true. Nope. And nope. And so standard deviation of A is greater than the standard deviation of B. There it is. Boom! Chaka-laka-laka-laka. Just so you know, you're looking for this one for standard deviation. Look for sigma x. This is sort of sample. If you only used a part of it. I don't forget how much you guys get into that in Algebra 1. Not sure if they really... I think you just use the sigma. Given the following quadratic functions, which statement is true about these? Over the interval, boom, there's an average rate of change of boom. The y-intercept of g of x, the y-intercept of g is 6. And the y-intercept for n is 8. So g is not greater, so that's not true. The function g of x is a greater maximum. Well, in order to do that one, I got to figure. The maximum for this one is 9. So the max, that's the max. So I got to figure out what the maximum for this other one is. So let me go into graph mode. Negative x squared minus, I don't even remember. Oh, I got it right here. Minus x plus 6. Minus x plus 6. Enter, let's see. Menu 5, graph trace, and let's see what the maximum is here. It should say max. Oh, wait, there it was. Maximum is at 6.25. So this one has 6.25 as a max. And no. The sum of the roots for n of x. Here's a root, and here's a root. So n of x roots or zeros are -2 and 4, and if I add those up, I get +2. Sum of the roots of g of x. Let me find out the roots of this one. Oh, I can do this on the calculator. Let's go find some roots. The roots are, looks like, -3, and it looks like 2, right? -3 and 2. So my roots for this one are -3 and 2, and if I add those up, I get -1. So the sum of the roots for n of x is greater than the sum of the roots for g of x. There's your answer. And I don't even have to get into number 1, because I don't want to. We want a rational number, and we're going to add two things up, and I want a rational number. So that means if I'm adding it up and I want a rational number, the two things that I'm adding better be rational. The square root of 3 is not rational. The square root of 4 is rational. 1/9 is rational. So this really becomes 1/2 plus 1/3. And I can add two fractions up and that would be rational. Square root of 6 is not rational. Square root of 25 is rational, but the square root of 2 is not rational. So the big winner is number 2. Moving on to 23. We're almost done, kids. So the solution for this is, well, let's finish solving it. So we end up with x plus 3 squared equals 7. You all should know the next step is to take the square root and to put a plus or minus. So you get x plus 3 equals plus or minus the square root of 7. If we bring this 3 over here, when that 3 comes over, it becomes negative 3. So there's your answer. Negative 3 plus or minus the square root of 7. Choice 3. And then this simple question is, which trinomial is equivalent? Now, I'm going to guess some silly sap did this. X squared plus 4 maybe, and then you multiply by 3, and you got 3x squared plus 12. You know, you can't do that. That's not right. What you have here is this. You got to remember this. It's 3x minus 2 times x minus 2 minus 2 times x minus 1. This thing needs to get double distributed first. So when I do that, I get x squared minus 2x, and minus 2x make minus 4x plus 4. And then copy this down. Now I'm going to just distribute. By the way, I'm showing you one way to do this. God bless it. Get off my screen. That's why that came up before. Distribute here. 3x squared minus 12x plus 12 minus 2x plus 2. Ooh, another big mistake people make. So I get 3x squared minus 14x plus 14 appears to be the right answer. Let's see if that's one of my answers. Looks like it's this one. Now, I don't like resting on that. I like things two different ways. So what I'm going to do is, let's get rid of this. So I'm going to graph the original. The original, yeah, and you can graph any crazy thing. So I'm going to graph 3 parenthesis x minus 2 parentheses squared minus 2 parentheses x minus 1. I'll graph that sucker. There it is. And then I'm going to graph the answer I came up. And the answer I came up with was, let's hit tab, 3x squared minus 14x plus 14. And hopefully it graphs right over it. There it is. It went right over it. They're right on top of each other. So there's your answer. All right, that's it. That's all she wrote, kids. Hope you enjoyed your feature presentation for the day.